You know, people don't expect veterans to be out there speaking out against war, even though it turns out, you know, that we're sometimes the most effective people out there to talk about what really happens with war.
I came home on leave halfway through my tour in Iraq, and I decided that I couldn't participate in the war. This was the first case of any combat veteran to come back and go public with his criticism about the war and the government and the policies. So it became a political case, and the military responded politically and gave me a sentence of 1 year in prison and demotion to the lowest rank and a bad conduct discharge. I ended up doing 9 months in jail. I got out 3 months early because of good conduct. And ever since then, I have been an activist.
Because it's strange to go from soldier to activist. Well, I mean, it's not typical. I'll put it that way. And what I hope to do is become a teacher. I think that might be like some redemption for me to be able to change, to try to change the next generation.
Whenever I talk about war, even in a theoretical way, you know, I think, you know, children with missing limbs, you know, and there's a powerful emotional connection that I have. I guess nothing's purely academic for me anymore after being overseas.
Our men and women are coming back and being abandoned by the same government that says it's supporting the troops. And people are waiting months, people are waiting over a year for necessary mental and physical care that because of the things they did, things they saw in Iraq.
For the Vietnam veterans who are in this movement, the Iraq veterans are our children. Those are our kids. And that's exactly how we feel about it. I mean, you know, we're just in love with them. And the commitment they show to one another is very moving.
I think we feel this responsibility that, like, we're speaking not only for ourselves, but for the people who are still in the military, who don't necessarily have that freedom of speech. And I think that the opinion is turning. I mean, the opinion polls are showing that 3/4 of the troops want to return within the year. Those are troops in Iraq. So they can no longer use this rhetoric of support the troops, because what the troops are telling you, both in Iraq and those who return, is that they don't want any part of this. They want to come home.
It's amazing to come to New Orleans and see the similarity between the level of devastation here and in Iraq, the way that the government and the corporations are behaving with total disregard for human life and human interest. A lot of the things that are happening in Iraq are happening here.
You're right.
When I came home and I realized that I had to speak out, I also realized that having been to Iraq and having been a part of that war gave me a platform that I didn't have before.
I'll never make myself feel better about conforming when I was in Iraq, conforming when I was in the military. But what I can do is do my part now. I wanted to go to college so bad that I chose to put my life on the line to join the military, just to get that money, those benefits. When I think about the deaths of my comrades while I was in country, in Iraq, I try to tell myself, well, I did at one point try to tell myself that they died for a reason. But I couldn't find that reason. I couldn't justify it in my mind. And that's why I'm here speaking out. I'm speaking out because they can't speak out. I'm speaking out because their voices are silenced.
A lot of military service is about duty, and I think, and you know, there's a sense of responsibility to fight that they instill in you in the military, and we've kept that with us, you know, and I think many of us are realizing that the military, that wasn't our duty at all. That fight wasn't our fight. This is now.
There was nothing honorable about what we did, and that's what I always thought. Going to war and being a soldier, you're some kind of hero, and there was some stuff that I did that was not even close to being a hero. You know, there's stuff that I did that was or that I saw, or, you know, whatever it was that had nothing to do with honor, you know, being honorable, nothing to do with it, and that broke my heart. Yeah.
When I was living in Camp Lejeune, my minister was a really phenomenal man, and he gave a sermon on hope once. And he said that science has proven that you can live approximately 72 hours without water, around 2 weeks without food. And spiritually, we've proven you can only live a few minutes without hope. If I didn't have hope that this was going to end somehow, that we were going to be successful, then I probably would have let myself out of this life a long time ago.
I don't know that I can let go of it, or if I can let myself off the hook.
I know that to an extent that guilt fuels my fire right now. That it when they come at me, when they try to quiet me, it makes me rage that much louder. It reinforces my resolve. And maybe I shouldn't be let off the hook, you know? And maybe that's not the point of this, is for me to ever let myself off the hook. It's the point to be wiser and to learn from it.
To the people, I just want to say that I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry for all the damage, and I am really sorry for my cowardice, for not opposing the war, for not speaking out sooner, for not disobeying more orders in Iraq. I'm sorry. And to the troops, I want to say that there is a way out. You know, we signed a contract, and you know, we swore to protect the Constitution and to fight for freedom and democracy, but that's not what we're doing in Iraq. And if it means jail, or if it means disgrace or shame, then that's what's going to take, you know, but there is a way out, you know, and I also want to tell people that after being in jail, that there is no higher freedom that can be achieved than the freedom we achieve when we follow our conscience. And that's something that you can live by and never regret.